PayPal error code 1001 is a common API permission issue. It typically arises when your application tries to access PayPal's API without the necessary permissions. Understanding this error is crucial for developers integrating with PayPal's services. Error 1001 fundamentally indicates an internal error or permission denied response from PayPal's API. This means the API request lacks proper authentication or authorization to perform the requested action. Authentication and authorization are two fundamental concepts in API security that are often confused. Authentication is about verifying who you are, confirming your identity through methods like usernames, passwords, or one-time passwords. Authorization, on the other hand, determines what you're allowed to access or do within the system, such as specific permissions or scopes. PayPal error code 1001 frequently occurs due to authentication failures like incorrect credentials or authorization issues like insufficient permissions. PayPal error code 1001 can be triggered by several common factors. Let's examine the main causes: rate limiting, expired access tokens, misconfigured webhooks, and incorrect API credentials. First, rate limiting occurs when you exceed PayPal's API call limits. For example, the system allows up to 1,000 calls per hour. Going beyond this triggers error 1001 to prevent overload. Second, expired access tokens are a common cause. These tokens have a limited lifespan and must be refreshed using a refresh token to maintain authorization. Third, misconfigured webhooks can cause this error. Ensure webhook URLs are valid and configured for the right events in PayPal's developer portal. Finally, incorrect API credentials, such as invalid client ID or secret or missing OAuth scopes like payment.all, will trigger error 1001. Always verify credentials first. When PayPal's API returns error 1001, it includes a detailed payload that helps identify the specific problem. This payload contains structured information about what went wrong and why. The error payload is PayPal's way of communicating exactly what went wrong. It comes in JSON format and includes multiple pieces of information that developers can use to diagnose and fix the issue. Here's a typical payload for error 1001. It includes the error name, a message, detailed information about what went wrong, and a debug ID for PayPal support. The message field usually says, "Error 1001, internal error occurred." But this generic message doesn't tell the whole story. You need to look at the details section for more specific information. The details section is where you'll find the specific permission issues. It often includes fields like missing required scope, which indicates what API permission your app is lacking. Look for permission flags in the details. Terms like missing required scope or insufficient permissions directly point to authorization problems that need to be fixed in your app settings. To analyze the payload effectively, first check the issue field for the specific error type. Look for missing scope names, note the debug ID for support, and always cross-reference with PayPal's API documentation to ensure you have the required permissions enabled. Remember, the error payload contains valuable diagnostic information. Properly analyzing it can save you time and help you quickly identify whether the issue is with authentication, authorization, or something else entirely. When encountering PayPal error code 1001, start with these immediate resolution steps to address the most common causes. First, regenerate your API credentials. This involves creating a new client ID and client secret in the PayPal developer portal to ensure they are valid and not compromised. Second, enable the required OAuth scopes in your PayPal app management. This ensures your application has the necessary permissions for the operations you're trying to perform. Third, verify you're using the correct environment. Make sure you're in the sandbox for testing or production for live transactions and that your credentials match the selected environment. PayPal uses OAuth 2.0 for authentication. This protocol allows your application to securely access PayPal's services on behalf of users. Scopes define the specific permissions your application requests. For example, payment.all allows processing payments. Requesting the correct scopes is vital to avoid permission errors and ensure your integration works smoothly. To check and enable API permissions in PayPal, start by logging into the PayPal developer dashboard. This is where you'll manage your apps and credentials. Visit the PayPal developer website and log in to your account. You'll see the main dashboard with options for different services. Once logged in, go to your Apps section. Here you can see your REST API apps and switch between Sandbox and Live modes. In your app details, check the permissions enabled for your API. If necessary permissions are missing, request and enable them through the dashboard. Remember to regularly check and update your API permissions as needed to keep your integrations working smoothly. Access tokens have a limited lifespan. Implement logic to automatically refresh tokens before they expire to maintain uninterrupted API access. Access tokens are designed to expire after a short period, usually between 1 and 24 hours, for security reasons. A token starts fresh when obtained, but gradually approaches expiration. Without refresh, your API calls will fail. Refresh tokens allow you to obtain new access tokens without requiring user reauthentication. When the access token expires, send the refresh token to PayPal's token endpoint to get new tokens. This sequence diagram illustrates the complete OAuth flow, including how refresh tokens are used to maintain access. Notice the refresh token flow in the middle of the diagram, where expired tokens are seamlessly replaced. This diagram shows the 8-step process, including error handling when tokens expire. To implement this, check token expiration times before making API calls, use the refresh endpoint when needed, and securely store the new tokens. In PayPal API integrations, developers must carefully distinguish between sandbox and production environments. The sandbox provides a safe testing space, while production handles real transactions. Mixing credentials or endpoints between these environments commonly triggers error 1001. The sandbox environment is designed for testing API integrations without affecting real transactions. It uses test credentials and endpoints, allowing developers to experiment safely. In contrast, the production environment processes actual payments and requires live credentials and endpoints. A common mistake leading to error 1001 is using sandbox credentials in production or vice versa. Each environment has its own set of API keys, client IDs, and endpoints that must match exactly. For example, in Microsoft's Power Platform, you can clearly see the distinction between sandbox and production environments in the drop-down menu. This visual separation helps prevent configuration errors. The software development lifecycle often includes multiple sandbox environments, from development to pre-production testing before deploying to production. This staged approach ensures thorough testing at each level. API sandboxes provide isolated testing environments where developers can safely experiment with API calls, get credentials, and perform test requests without impacting live systems. Pipelines represent the flow from development through testing to production, with clear separation between environments. This structure prevents mixing credentials and ensures proper deployment. To prevent error 1001, always double-check that your API credentials and endpoints match the intended environment. Use Sandbox for testing and production for live operations. This case study examines a 2024 incident where a peer-to-peer lending app faced PayPal error 1001 due to credential mix-ups between Sandbox and production environments. The app, designed for peer-to-peer lending, allowed users to customize investment strategies and monitor portfolios through multiple screens, showing loan parameters and investment history. The core issue was PayPal error 1001, triggered by mixing credentials between sandbox testing and production environments, leading to authentication failures. The solution involved switching to PayPal's Connect API and implementing explicit OAuth scopes, ensuring proper permissions for user data access, as shown in the consent request screen. This fix enabled the app to scale seamlessly to over 1 million users, eliminating recurring permission errors and improving overall reliability. A large enterprise retailer faced a significant challenge during holiday seasons, experiencing spikes in PayPal error code 1001 due to overwhelming online traffic. As shown in this graph, holiday seasons bring billions of online visits, with traffic peaking dramatically and year-over-year growth fluctuating. This overwhelming demand overwhelmed the retailer's PayPal integrations. The result was frequent PayPal error code 1001, an internal error indicating permission or rate limit issues during these high traffic periods. The fix involved enabling PayPal's advanced rate limiting features and implementing custom error webhooks. As depicted in this API architecture diagram, rate limiting controls the flow of requests from various apps to prevent overload. This approach successfully resolved the 1001 errors, serving as a benchmark for handling high-volume PayPal API integrations in enterprise retail environments. PayPal's developer portal serves as a central hub for developers working with PayPal APIs. It provides essential tools for managing integrations and troubleshooting issues like error code 1001. The portal includes real-time debugging dashboards that monitor API calls, permissions, and errors as they occur. These dashboards display live data, allowing developers to spot permission mismatches or authentication failures instantly. In addition to dashboards, the portal offers AI-assisted error resolution tools. These intelligent systems analyze error patterns and suggest specific fixes, such as regenerating credentials or enabling missing scopes. For error 1001, the AI can identify permission issues and guide developers through resolution steps. Before using these tools, developers might encounter errors directly, as shown here. But with the portal's features, such issues can be prevented or quickly resolved, significantly reducing the occurrence of error code 1001 in production environments. By leveraging these tools, developers can maintain smooth integrations and minimize downtime. The portal's combination of real-time monitoring and AI assistance has proven effective in cutting error 1001 incidents by up to 35%. Looking ahead, PayPal is integrating artificial intelligence to revolutionize error prevention. The company plans to deploy predictive diagnostics powered by machine learning algorithms. These AI systems will automatically scan code and configurations for potential permission mismatches that could trigger error 1001. By using machine learning, the diagnostics will learn from past errors and flag issues before deployment, making integrations more reliable. This proactive approach will help developers avoid common pitfalls and ensure smoother PayPal API implementations in the future. Evolving data privacy laws like GDPR 3.0 and CCPA updates can impact API integrations by requiring stricter permission controls. This often leads to sporadic spikes in PayPal error 1001, particularly during API maintenance windows when systems adjust to new compliance requirements. Developers should stay informed about these regulations to anticipate and mitigate potential permission-related issues. PayPal plans to fully deprecate its classic APIs by 2030. These older APIs, including MVP and SOAP, have already been largely phased out in favor of more modern approaches. Transitioning to RESTful API designs with built-in error handling will significantly reduce global API error rates, including instances of error 1001. The evolution of PayPal's systems is reflected in their branding and architecture. As classic APIs decline, new RESTful designs incorporate better error handling mechanisms. To recap the solutions for fixing PayPal error code 1001, let's review the key steps. First, verify your API credentials, including your client ID and secret, to ensure they are valid and correctly configured. Second, enable the required OAuth 2.0 scopes in your PayPal app settings to grant the necessary permissions. Third, manage rate limits by monitoring your API calls and avoiding exceeding the allowed requests per hour. Fourth, refresh expired tokens regularly to maintain valid access to PayPal's APIs. Fifth, ensure you are using the correct environment, switching between sandbox for testing and production for live operations. Finally, troubleshoot webhooks by checking their configuration and retry mechanisms to ensure proper integration.